It's minus 41 degrees. Big difference between what we're used to as cold temperatures and this kind of extreme cold.
Autumn, for example, is for most the perfect time to hike, minus 5 degrees at night, but you can still feel the warmth of the sun. The air is shifting and the thermofloor is falling. But what if I told you that it keeps on dropping into a zone where we'd be way past the comfort point to reach minus 41 degrees? Here we go. There is a threshold that few people ever get to cross, not because it is impossible to live it, but because the world starts to feel completely different, and the air carries a clarity you can't find anywhere else. And to experience that kind of magic, you have to understand the reality of the environment, because once you do, you'll be able to find a solution for every problem you might encounter in the extreme. But experiencing that clarity requires more than just being there. It requires a different way of thinking, because the rules of the world you know don't really apply out here. Everything from your physical pace to the tools in your pack has to work twice as hard just to stay functional. It's a fascinating shift in perspective when you realize just how much effort it takes for both man and machine to exist in harmony with nature at its purest form. At these temperatures, everything changes. Your water tube freezes in minutes, and your gear is in a constant battle to stay alive. I even had to ditch my DJI mic entirely because it was dying the second I turn it on. And frostbite? That's not a threat. It's a guarantee if you leave even an inch of your skin exposed. But when you're truly prepared, 40 Below shifts from being a survival test into one of the most memorable experiences you can have. Absolute silence and the purest air you'll ever breathe. Well, mostly silent, except for the sound of trees literally cracking under the pressure of the cold. And out here, the journey is slower than usual, but that's actually a gift. Thanks to the slow pace helping you look at nature differently. You stop rushing and you start recognizing the tiny details you'd normally miss. At 40 Below, you aren't just hiking, you're in a constant admiration every step of the way. This is why careful planning pays off. It ensures that you took into consideration every possible scenario. And to give you an idea of what that actually looks like, for the bottom, I've got full leg support to protect my joints, a thermal base, and rugged snow pants. As for the top, it's all about layers. A moisture-wicking base, a thin hoodie, a warm fleece, and a heavy fill-down. Even my feet follow a strict protocol. An active thin layered sock with a heated pad tucked into my winter hiking boots. It's a system designed to trap heat without trapping moisture, ensuring that even at 40 Below, I'm not just surviving, I'm actually warm and comfortable. But even then, when you're out there long enough, you start looking for a reset. And I found mine halfway through, in this refuge that the park maintains so well for hikers, and where I had a moment to breathe and relax my body before the final push. After checking my gear for damage, I started a fire that warmed the place and allowed me to refuel my senses and my stomach at the same time by cooking my frozen food. I also noticed that the cold claimed my water bladder, but I had planned for that too, and I switched to my insulated water bottle that saved me from dehydration. Moments of incredible stillness are rare to find, and I took my time to savor this one, with the sun radiating through the window bringing a sense of peace before I can start my ascent. And it's incredible how something so stunning and blindingly beautiful can be so hostile at the same time. Because once I hit the summit, I think I had like 5 minutes before the wind picked up and began biting through my face, despite it being fully covered. But in reality, 5 minutes was all I needed to capture the wide expanse of the mountains and the village below. Because to be honest, this hike wasn't about conquering a mountain. It was about the experience, the knowledge, and finding solutions in the extreme. I'm a better hiker and a more grounded individual because of that.